What's up, people? Welcome back to Football Insights, where we talk about football related issues. As you can see, we have a new microphone. Big shout outs to the people behind the scene who made it possible. So we have a new microphone. So now I think the sound will be clear. The sound will be clear. But this is an update video. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. Follow us on our social media platform on TikTok, on IG, and then on Facebook. If you see me wearing the England jersey, it means things are happening. I am not Gerard Romero, but things are happening. Things are happening, and then a chunk of them are in England. We'll talk about that, But we are in the transfer windows, or the transfer window has not yet opened. It will open, I think, around 15th June. But then still, there is some deals going on left, right, center. So we have to give you what is happening in the transfer market. This is Football Insights. Let's get straight into the video. So we are starting straight from Borussia Dortmund and Chelsea deal. We are starting from Ian Maatsen, Rudy Galletti. Let's go. Borussia Dortmund are not keen to trigger the release clause into bracket £35 million for Maatsen. Everything confirmed. Anyway, the German club appreciates the left back and is working with Chelsea to lower his price. Understand the £27 million is considered a fair amount to buy Ian Maatsen. I don't know what Borussia Dortmund are doing, but Borussia Dortmund, when you look at the ball Ian Maatsen played for you, even in the Champions League and then in some of the league games, I think he deserves £35 million. You have the money. It's not like you don't have the money. You have the money. So pay the money. Just pay the money. But I don't think Chelsea will accept anything less than £30 million or anything less than even the release clause. I don't think Chelsea will agree to that. In my opinion, I even think Ian Maatsen should come back to Chelsea. That is what I think. Ian Maatsen should come back to Chelsea. We shouldn't even sell Ian Maatsen to Borussia Dortmund. We can sell Ian Maatsen to Borussia Dortmund under some conditions. And then my condition, in my opinion, the condition should be, a 40% sell-on clause, and then at least some 50 million or 60 million buyback clause, first option for Chelsea. That is the only condition if I am the Chelsea, sporting director, I will sell Ian Maatsen to Borussia Dortmund. These guys will sell him for about, 70 to 80 million in 2 years to come. So pay the 35 million release clause. Borussia Dortmund, you have the money, pay it, But we are still at Chelsea, and Chelsea are looking for centre backs, Chelsea are looking for centre backs. It looks like Trevor Chalobah will leave, so Chelsea are looking for it. They have already replaced Thiago Silva with Tosin Adebayo. He completed his medicals, but he has not been announced yet. But still, Chelsea are looking for another centre back. I think they will go in for 2 centre backs, so they have already gotten 1. So it is left with 1. And then this summer to the sporting directors has promised Chelsea fans to bring experience into the Chelsea setup. So we have a news coming from Christian Falk, CF Bayern or Bell Sports in Germany. Christian Falk, let's go. Exclusive: Chelsea interested in Bayern Munchen's target, who admits the Premier League interest him. So Chelsea are interested in Bayer Leverkusen Jonathan Tah. In my opinion, he is one of the top centre backs this season in Europe. And then he has been narrated for so long. People talk about Jonathan Tah, operating in a 3-back system, and then that is favoring or that is, protecting Jonathan Tah. People said same about Thiago Silva. Those people said same about Rudiger. That Rudiger is operating in a 3-back system, and that is operating Rudiger. Rudiger is nobody. Rudiger is nothing to write home about. But Rudiger moved from Chelsea, that from the 3-back system to Real Madrid, and it's in top level football. Rudiger is now a Champions League winner. Rudiger is now a league winner in Real Madrid. So if you tell me Jonathan Tah is operating in a 3-back system, and then the 3-back system is, protecting him, I don't agree with you. I think if you are a top centre back, you are a top centre back. That is what I think. If you are a top centre back, you are a top centre back. It doesn't matter. Look at Rudiger. Look at Thiago Silva. So Chelsea, according to Christian Falk, are interested in Jonathan Tah. In my opinion, I think they should bring in Jonathan Tah. In my opinion, because then Trevor Chalobah, Chalobah is even going. Benoit Bediashile, Azel Besasi, and the likes. These guys are young guys. If you play them together, you are looking forward to operate in chaosity at the back. you will drink goals. So if you are bringing Jonathan Tah, Tosin, and Delvio, it will be okay and very good for Chelsea going to next season. We are moving straight to Manchester City. I told you we are mostly will focus on the EPL teams. We are moving straight to Manchester City. Yesterday we had some blockbuster news about one of their top strikers. He is even a backup striker, but he's a top player. He's a top player. Who am I talking about? This guy, Julian Alvarez, the Argentine striker. Julian Alvarez. We have the news about Julian Alvarez. This came from Argentine journalist. His name is Veronica Brunati. I don't know much about this. An Argentine journalist, and then he's reporting the news about Julian Alvarez. Let's believe there is some credibility in there. So, Veronica Brunati, let's go. Manchester City wants 80 million euros to sell Julian Alvarez. Atletico Madrid, Manchester United, and Chelsea can't pay that figure, but PSG can. It looks like this journalist have some interest in this particular transfer because he's basically pushing for PSG. How can you tell me Manchester United and Chelsea cannot pay 80 million euros for Julian Alvarez? So that is the 80 million is a chicken chain. It's a chicken chain. If they've been able to go past the profits and sustainability rule, you cannot tell me Chelsea cannot buy 80 million Julian Alvarez. So that is what we have on Julian Alvarez. Still on Julian Alvarez, we have a whole lot of news to report about Julian Alvarez, and this came from Gaston. He's also a journalist. Gaston Edu. He's also a journalist in Argentina. There is a possibility that an offer will arrive from a top Premier League club for Julian Alvarez in the coming days. So that is all we have on Julian Alvarez. Fabrizio Romano also clarified some situation for us. Several clubs have approached the Julian Alvarez, not only Atletico Madrid, but also Paris Saint-Germain showing interest. No proposal or negotiation yet, but several clubs keen also from England. So Veronica, reports that several clubs have shown interest, but then they cannot pay for Julian Alvarez. I don't think that is the situation. Fabrizio Romano also continued by saying Manchester City wants to keep Julian Alvarez. Talks with his camp will continue to follow about the player. So that is what we have on Julian Alvarez. My opinion about Julian Alvarez. And yesterday we were discussing it in a Chelsea group, and then one of the guys was like, Julian Alvarez, Chelsea don't need the profile of Julian Alvarez. Is he clinical enough? Yes, he is a good player. Don't get me wrong. He is a very, very, very good player. If I have Julian Alvarez in Chelsea, I will take him on any day. But the profile Chelsea are looking for, they are looking for that striker who can, he's robust, everything, and then he can play again. But Julian Alvarez is also one of the strikers. But is he clinical enough? Is he prolific enough? That is the questions we'd have to ask. Do we have some profile in Chelsea that are the same as Julian Alvarez? Yes, we have some profile who can play as a striker and then who can play as a winger too. One of them is Nicholas Jackson. Another is Christopher Nkunku. Christopher Nkunku can operate from the wings, can play the number 10 role, and then can play the number 9 role. Same as Nicholas Jackson too. So we have some couple of profiles who are like Julian Alvarez. So if you are paying like 80 million, 90 million for Julian Alvarez, it is some way, But if you ask my own genuine opinion, I will take Julian Alvarez at Chelsea. Surely, I will take him at Chelsea. But since we are at Manchester City, there is a couple of news popping up. Manchester City are fighting demons in the Premier League. In the Premier League, there is profit and sustainability rule. It states that your profits that it is coming into the club, you should be able to spend in accordance with your profit that is coming into the club. You cannot spend more than your profit. So the profit you gain, you can spend in accordance with the profit. And then there is another rule in the EPL, and that rule is Associated Party Transaction Rule, APT, Associated Transaction or Associated Party Transaction Rule. And then this rule states that clubs who are owned by these Saudi and American owners cannot have a sponsorship deal that is associated with their ownership. So, for example, if Chelsea and Bluco are owning, let's say, Trivago, Chelsea cannot, have a sponsorship, associated with Trivago. Because if they have a sponsorship associated with Trivago, it means that the market value of the sponsorships will be blown out of proportion. And then it means that clubs or clubs owners are injecting direct money into the team. And that is exactly what some allegedly the EPL are accusing Manchester City of. But Manchester City has sued the EPL. I think they have sent 165-page document to the court to sue the EPL about this, associated party transaction rule. What happens, or what are some of the things Manchester City are saying? Because 165-page document, we cannot read all of the 165-page document. So Sky Sport, big shout out to Sky Sport, they gave us a summary of what Manchester City are seeking for. Manchester City sue Premier League, and then these are the key points. 2 weeks here when it start on Monday, so it starts on Monday. Manchester City suing Premier League for damages and accuse other clubs of discrimination against golf ownership. So that is their ownership. Currently clubs prevented from inflating deals with owners linked companies. So if Sheikh Mansour is owing, yes, let's say Etihad can sponsor Manchester City, yes, but they have to be thorough, audits about this particular sponsorships, so that they will audit the deal and make sure that this deal is not inflating the market. Let's continue to read. Manchester City want rules scrapped and are challenging the Premier League to third voting system. So they are saying that the ATP rule should be scrapped, and then they are challenging the two-third voting system of the Premier League. So what it means is that if the clubs go into a voting pool and then two-thirds of the club vote against the ATP rule, it means that that rule will be scrapped. And then there are some news reported by the Times that 10 clubs are in favor of Premier League. So imagine 10 clubs out of 20 clubs are in favor of the Premier League. You know what you are in for. Manchester City are fighting big demons in the Premier League. They are fighting big demons. Let's continue. Manchester City's 115 alleged breaches to be heard in November and will last 6 weeks. Do you remember that there has been, charges, 115 charges from the EPL to Manchester City? They are saying Manchester City has, breached 115 rules by the Premier League. So if Manchester City are to lose this particular ATP court case, it means that it is a very, very, very big blow for them going into November of this particular 115 hearing. So Manchester City are fighting demons in the Premier League. They are fighting big case in the Premier League. Let's see the outcome that will come. But then, in my opinion, I think EPL should continue doing this. It's not like it is we are Chelsea and then we are suffering. That is why I'm saying this. Even Chelsea, if in future we become successful with this particular project, I think the Premier League will come back for us with this same particular rule. Because infinite athletes, some of the deals we have been doing are linked with our owners. So, but it is up to our owners to prove that this value or the deal we signed with infinite athlete and then the other sponsorships that are sponsoring Chelsea are, in line with the exact market value. So that is what we have on Manchester City. They are fighting demons. They have sued the Premier League for discrimination about the ATP rule. Let's move to Spain a little bit, and we have a news about Barcelona. Barcelona are going in for a midfielder, and Real Sociedad midfielder Fabricio Romano has a news for us. Merino concrete option now at Barcelona. List for the new midfielder, as Joan Martin reported. They understand also he is appreciated by Juventus, but their priority target is clear: Team Koopmeiners. So Juventus appreciates Miguel Merino, the Real Sociedad midfielder, but their option, their first option is Team Koopmeiners. Whenever I hear Koopmeiners, I feel very, 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 very down, because I think this guy is a very, very, very top midfielder that Chelsea should be going in for if we are to sell Conor Gallagher. Speaking about the devil, Conor Gallagher, David Ornsteins. It's been a long while since I mentioned David Ornsteins on this platform, right? David Ornsteins has an exclusive for us from the Athletic. David Ornsteins take over. Aston Villa hold preliminary talks with Chelsea over move for Conor Gallagher, Aston Villa also in contact with the 24-year-old Camp. Unai Emery, huge admirer, emerging as a top target. Chelsea remains, interested in Duran. I don't know what is in this guy, but Chelsea are interested in Duran amongst candidates for the number 9 role. Then this came from the Athletic, we don't things. But Sammy Mogbo also has a different twist over the Conor Gallagher deal. Sammy Mogbo, let's go. Tottenham set to rival Aston Villa in race to sign Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher ahead of this month's profit and sustainability deadline. Chelsea wants minimum of £50 million, but Spurs believe Chelsea need to sell. So Chelsea are asking for £50 million for Conor Gallagher, and then Newcastle are interested. Aston Villa are interested. Tottenham are also interested. Chelsea are looking forward to pocket £50 million. But some of the club doesn't believe Conor Gallagher deserves the £50 million. Bro, Conor Gallagher is a £50 million player. If you won't pay the $50 million, go and sleep. Someone will pay, So that is what we have on Conor Gallagher. Let's try and add one or two transfer related issues with. Let's go to Liverpool. According to Team Stock, Arne Slot will face plenty of competition if he is to push for a reunion with Gertruda as Liverpool, according to reports. Tottenham and Newcastle are amongst 3 Premier League rivals who have joined the hunt for their versatile Dutch star. So Gertruda is also a right back. Originally he's a right back, but he can play as a left back to Gertruda, and then Arne Slot reconciliation or Arne Slot, reunion. Let's see what happens with that. But we have the news about AC Milan, and then they are striking, options. There's a news about this player, and I think he's one of the best strikers, one of the best upcoming strikers in the European market. Joshua Zexi. Fabrizio Romano retweeted. He posted this on the 20th May, but he has retweeted this yesterday. So it means that something is happening. But Joshua Zexi, Fabrizio, let's go. Joshua Zexi release clause at Bellingham remains the same as reported in December. €40 million fee valid for all clubs, not only Bayern Munich. AC Milan keeps working on the deal with regular contacts taking place, waiting for next steps. Several clubs are also keen. And then this came from Mateo Moreto of the Belivo in Spain. So that is what we have on the transfer market. Manchester City fighting demons. Julian Alvarez said to leave Manchester City. Just comment down below. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. I will see you in the next video. This is Football Insights. Peace.